Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So the final piece of the puzzle is here, the HMD Fusion. Now HMD teased us some pixelated image in early February, and this is the final device to be launched by HMD. Now HMD actually launched this in Europe 2 months ago, and they did collaborate with Marvel for the Venom movie, the latest Venom movie, The Last Dance, and we see some cool looking outfits from HMD US. So it's a prototype which we might not be able to get our hands on anytime soon, but if there are anyone out there who wants to try something similar, the Fusion allows you to do that. So that's all there is to know about the Fusion. If you have an idea, you can actually design it and assemble it and get it to work with your device. Now at the point of doing this video, I'm still waiting for the flashy outfit to arrive from Europe. HMD Europe has sent that over a couple of days back. It'll take some time to reach, but in the meantime we'll be sharing the gaming outfit. Now as I've said earlier, the prices in the Asian markets are pretty competitive, and during the sales, the Fusion, the highest variant at 8GB of RAM, 256GB of storage, goes in at about USD 180 with the gaming outfit included. So really attractive pricing there. Now monochromatic approach to the packaging, I think this is simple, and I think this is what defines the device. The device itself comes in a single black color, comes in two variants, 6GB or 8GB of RAM, and either 128GB of storage or 256GB of expandable storage. So I think it's pretty much adequate in that sense. A couple of highlights of the devices written at the back: the camera performance, the Gen 2 repairability, battery life, and the hardware. A lot of the concern has gone into the hardware of the device, saying that the hardware is somewhat not as powerful as what they would want at the price point, but it defeats the purpose for a device like the Fusion. You'll understand more as I go on into the video. Now I actually had the device out of the box, so this is just to show you what comes into the package. So simple packaging that comes in with some details, some booklets of the HMD Fusion. You also get a USB-C cable and a SIM ejector tool. Other than that, this is pretty much standard what you'd expect from HMD these days and many other manufacturers, where the charging brick is no longer part of the device itself. So I'm going to put this aside and bring in the Fusion. So this is HMD Fusion, and HMD actually includes the casual outfit. So this is how HMD calls their modular component as outfits. You all are used to call them as the other half. So the outfit has smart outfit and casual outfit. Casual outfit doesn't do anything other than just be casual about it. So this is the transparent casual outfit, and we also have colored options, pink, blue, which is available at discounted price at this point of time. Whether or not you want to have the outfit with you, the casual outfit with you, I think that is for your personal preference, but for me, I feel that the device is too thin without an outfit. I prefer to have one, not just for the added protection, but it feels much more comfortable in the hand. Now the transparent outfit actually allows you to enjoy the design of the device, the industrial design of the device, where you can see the pins and the screws. Total of 16 pins, 16 screws and 6 smart pins that makes the Fusion the device that it is. Now I do prefer the more easy approach of the Skyline. With a single screw you can access the back panel. Here you got at least about 16 screws to go through before you get to access the internals of the device. But having that said, all this is doable because it is just available up front. There's nothing to be removed here, just the screws. Now this is the device itself, very thin, and you can see it uses combination of metal and plastic, matte approach here. Even the camera island is matte, and the camera has a 108 megapixel primary sensor without OIS. It does support EIS and a 2 megapixel depth. The front facing is a punch out camera here, which is a 50 megapixel camera, which is a fixed focus camera, so it doesn't have the cool eye tracking features that we have on the Skyline, but it is still a very fantastic device. Now this is how the smart pins looks like. All this looks really industrial, unlike any other thing in the market, and this is where the smart pins communicate with the device. So if I have the gaming outfit with me, I'll just need to slide it in. Once the smart pins are in contact, then you use it as a portable gaming device for you. So the gaming outfit is something that I'll be reviewing soon, but do take note that I'm not an avid gamer, so I do hope that the review does justice for the gaming outfit. Then let's move on to the device itself. You can see how slim the device is. A single microphone on the top and one at the bottom, so 2 microphones for the audio capture, single bottom firing speaker, USB-C charging port, and also 3.5mm head jack. Now 5000 mAh battery that can be rapidly charged with 33 watt-hour charger, which is the same as you get with the Skyline. What's cool here is that the charging speed is consistent, so you can rapidly charge, and unlike Skyline, the software experience on the Fusion is very much smooth and refined. No battery drain, no getting hot intermittently or throttling of performance, so you get at least 2 days of battery life with moderate use. Now on the right hand side is the volume rock and the power button. The power button also houses a fingerprint scanner, which works brilliantly well, and you can also use the face unlock option if you intend to do so. On the left is the slot for the SIM card as well as for the expandable memory, and you don't have an additional customizable button, so that is not available here. Now the display of the device, as you can see, it's LCD, IPS LCD at 90 Hz of refresh rate, 600 nits of brightness outside. I think this is what you would expect from a device at this price range. One thing here is that the detox mode is going to be available towards the later half of the month, or probably next month, so it's not available outright like on the Skyline, so it is lagging on that part. Now the Snapdragon 4 Gen 2 with 8 GB of RAM on this device works brilliantly well. It's smooth all throughout with Android 14, and I feel that the experience is much more refined than the ones on the Skyline. And it does come with some third-party software added in, but all can be uninstalled except for Facebook, which can only be disabled. Now to give you an idea about the speaker here, it supports OZO audio output as well as an audio boost feature, so it is really loud, clear, there's no distortion, and there's no issues like the one I experienced on the Nokia XR21 before. So really loud, really crisp, no distortion. I think this is something that you'll appreciate with a device like the Fusion, having a very capable multimedia playback. It supports 1080p 60 frames per second playback, and I've said earlier the brightness is 600 nits, which is probably what you would expect, and the quality in terms of the display is actually adequate in my opinion. Nothing really fancy there, but the colors, the contrast as well as the details are acceptable at this price point, and I'll say that it's definitely one that you might enjoy. As you can see, the colors are actually quite punchy, and let's just take a couple of other scenes here to show you the different experience here. You can see how good the display is actually, so I won't really compare or complain much about this, but I think the display is just nice and just adequate for its use. Camera is one other critical aspect of any devices that I review, and like I said earlier, the 108 megapixel snapper from the HMD Fusion here is really good, and I've actually compared them personally with the Skyline's output, and it's pretty much very much similar, with the Skyline being slightly more saturated compared to the Fusion. So it doesn't have any ultra wide or a telephoto camera, so you can see how fast it can take photo. This is the standard mode, and you can zoom into the details, and you can see how the details are here. Now it does allow you to do somewhat of a lossless zoom at 3 times, but due to lack of OIS, you need to have an extra steady hand. So once you capture, and then you can experience that. But I do notice that the 3 times zoom gives you more noise, so the other way around is to actually capture it at the full resolution and then crop it as you would on a device like from Lumia 1020 for example. So you can see that at 108 megapixel there's about probably about a second. The 108 megapixel snapper is definitely something that is going to be heavy, but as you can see, even once you zoom in, it has not yet finished processing, so it does take some time for it to zoom into all that. So this is something that you might want to take note of. As you can see, really sharp output from that. Now one thing that makes the Fusion interesting is that the flash shot is similar to the Skyline, where it has an auto tracking feature. So once it locks into a subject, you just tap on it, so the focus is locked into that particular subject, and with that you can take a series of images, so you do get the best outcome possible, and the system will actually show you which is the best with the dot on top to represent the best shot. So this is something that is not available on devices like the X30. Now the night mode is similar to that of the Skyline, and they use the similar algorithm in that sense, so you do get a very similar outcome in terms of the photo from both these devices. Really sharp, but I do notice that it does tend to be slightly more contrast compared to devices like the X30, which is more vibrant. So this is some of the similarities it actually shares with the Skyline. Now, video is definitely enjoyable on the Fusion here, because it allows a handheld stabilized capture either at 30 or 60 frames per second at 1080p. So this is definitely a higher experience compared to that of the X30, for example, where stabilized capture is only available at 30 frames per second. So definitely the Snapdragon 4 Gen 2 is a very capable processor. It's able to do more in that sense compared to the X30. Now you can also capture photo in RAW mode if that is your interest, and this is definitely opening up many more possibilities for you. Now the front facing camera, as I said, is a 50 megapixel fixed focus camera. It does produce a very good portrait mode, and it does not have these eye tracking features and whatnot, but it does have the gesture control. So this is a quick look into the HMD Fusion. I'll be sharing with you some samples of photos and videos of the HMD Fusion. Now, to talk about the more important points with the HMD Fusion, has to be how would HMD succeed where other manufacturers have failed. Now, I have shared my suggestions with HMD. I do believe they too should have something worked up for that. Now, one thing is to make sure that all the outfit has to be back compatible, which means the design reference has to be the same even though the hardware might change later on, so that all the outfits can communicate with future devices, at least for the next 2 or 3 generations. So this is what makes the outfit something that people want to purchase even now, invest into something now which can be used even later on. Now the next thing has to be the adaptability of the Fusion itself. I think this part has been solved by HMD because it's running on a commonly used platform, which is Android 14 at this point of time, and the device is actually affordable and is having a global release. So this is all the things that devices like the Yola phone and maybe even the LG and Motorola had some issues in the past. Either device has limited availability, running on a platform which is not many people are familiar with, or the price is too high. So the selection of hardware for the Fusion has been really well thought of to make sure that this part of the device is taken care of. Now I think the more critical aspect is how end users who are not tech savvy could produce their own modular outfits. And one thing that I think is a workable scenario is to have a dedicated website where all users can chip in their idea of an outfit or modify a pre-existing idea that's already available there, and make it open source so it is somewhat usable by anyone around the world. And from time to time have like a poll where people vote on, probably on a monthly basis, for example, into which outfit they want to be produced. And HMD should at least maybe try to assign a particular company or a factory who should be in charge of producing the hardware and the software support, as well as the logistics of delivery for that particular outfit throughout the world. And I think these are the key things that will make it somewhat successful. So probably have a poll and crowdfund the outfit that you want, and have a company be available to produce it, so the majority of people out there with limited knowledge, they could also experience the Fusion as they want to be. Now the outfits that HMD has shown us are just glimpse of what the Fusion can do. The Fusion can actually do more, and this as a reference device sets the tone of what's to come. So I do hope that the Fusion takes into the traction that it needs, and as a device itself, it's a really affordable, capable device in terms of its battery life, multimedia capability, the imaging, even the stabilized video capture. All these are very refined on the Fusion, unlike the Skyline, which took a couple of updates and even then still has some minor bugs to sort out. So this is a quick look into the HMD Fusion. I will be trying my best to review the gaming outfit, and that will be followed by the flashy outfit. And I hope that you enjoyed this simple video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Do stay safe and take care.